Hey, Loot Now fam! Today we'll be taking a look at all the upcoming PC games releasing in October. Stick around, you're sure to find something exciting to play. Without further ado, let's get down to it. Digimon Storytime Stranger lands on your console with a promise that feels like a warm hug from a long-lost friend. From the opening cinematic, you're thrust into Tokyo's neon-lit streets, watching an agent stumble into a creature that will shatter the city and, in doing so, rewrite history. 8 years later, you're back in the past, standing at the precipice of a mystery that could collapse both worlds. It's a narrative hook that's simple yet impossible to ignore. What makes this RPG stand out isn't just the story, but how it marries that story to its gameplay. The game's core is about the bond you build with your Digimon, and that relationship is the engine that powers every turn-based skirmish, every side quest, and every twist of fate. You're not just collecting monsters. You're raising companions, feeding their stories, and watching them grow into the very heart of the battle system. Speaking of battles, the combat feels fresh. It's still turn-based, but the layers of strategy feel like a chess match with a dash of fireworks. Each Digimon has its own moveset, but the real depth comes from the customization options. Over 450 different Digimon, each with unique evolutions and abilities, means you can craft a team that feels entirely yours. Want a powerhouse that can dish out damage from the front? Build a team of aggressive, high-damage Digimon. Prefer a defensive, support-heavy lineup? There's a Digimon for that too. The system rewards experimentation, and every new bond you forge unlocks new combo possibilities. The dual-world design is one of the game's visual and narrative strengths. The human world feels gritty and realistic, with Tokyo's skyscrapers and alleyways rendered in meticulous detail. Flip to the digital world, and you're greeted with a kaleidoscope of realms that feel like they belong in a sci-fi dream. Interactive elements pepper the landscapes, and special quests tucked away in hidden corners give you a sense of discovery that feels earned. And then there's the pacing. The story moves at a deliberate pace, giving you time to soak in the world before thrusting you into the next chapter. Each new time jump feels like a fresh chapter, and the way the game interweaves fate and choice keeps you guessing. You're not just playing a story, you're living it. In short, Digimon Storytime Stranger is a heartfelt, polished RPG that balances nostalgia with innovation. Its deep bonds, strategic battles, and dual-world exploration create an experience that's both familiar and entirely new. If you're a fan of classic Digimon, or just looking for a game that rewards thoughtful play, this one deserves a spot on your shelf.
Digimon also can possess different personalities.
Damon Blades throws you into a world where every corridor feels like a pulse of raw, dark magic. As a member of the Secreta, you wield a Damon-forged blade that grows stronger and more twisted each time you bleed enemies. That progression feels earned. The more you fight, the more your weapon feeds on blood, unlocking new abilities that feel like a fresh, brutal upgrade. The roguelike design keeps you on your toes. 9 biomes, each with endless permutations, mean that no two runs taste the same. You'll run into over 20 enemy families, each with distinct tactics, forcing you to constantly adapt. Boss fights are a true test of skill, and mastering them gives you that satisfying sense of triumph. RPG elements are solid too. Loot, crafting, and level-up choices give you a meaningful sense of growth, and the dark, atmospheric visuals and soundtrack pull you into the grim history of the Secreta. Coop is optional, but adds a nice layer of chaos. Up to 3 friends can join you in the same brutal descent. The game shines in its blend of brutal first-person slashing and deep, dark progression. If you crave a game that rewards quick, relentless combat with a strong sense of growth and customization, Damon Blades delivers.
Forced into a life of
Blood of Marin throws you straight into a world where love, loss, and loyalty collide under the blazing sun of ancient Mesopotamia. You follow the legendary warrior Marin, who once set down his sword in search of peace, only to have that dream shattered by ruthless ambition. Now, it's back to the blade, or the bow, or even the ghostly stealth of a desert nomad. The combat is tight and satisfying, with a classic hack-and-slash feel that rewards chaining attacks and mastering weapon combos. Switch between a sword and shield for solid defense, double swords for brutal slashes, or the bow for long-range takedowns. and when you need to slip through the shadows, the intuitive stealth and cover mechanics let you vanish like a whisper. Mounted sections give you a different pace, letting you gallop across dunes and city streets with the same visceral thrill. Exploration feels authentic. The game recreates the sprawling streets and sandy horizons of ancient Mesopotamia with attention to detail. Hunt for collectibles and secrets that feed into a skill tree, letting you grow Marin's legendary prowess. It's a solid, well-crafted action title that balances fast combat, tactical variety, and a rich setting. If you're into hack and slash with a touch of stealth and a story rooted in Arabian Nights, Blood of Marin delivers. Welcome to the wildest arena on the planet, King of Meat. Imagine a TV show where the biggest stars are meat? That's right. The game throws you into a chaotic, colorful world where you can pick a character, arm yourself with anything from swords to absurd board-shaped weapons, and fight your way through pixel-packed dungeons that you can create yourself. What makes this game truly stand out is its cooperative combat. The controls are easy enough for a 10-year-old to master, but the combos and glory moves give it depth for seasoned players. Grab a friend, sync your moves, and watch the synergy explode on screen. But the real star of the show is the creation mode. Forget loading screens and preset maps. Step into create mode, build your own dungeon, throw in traps, enemies, and even the layout. Then invite your friends to battle it out in the chaos you engineered. If you can play it, you can build it. And for the early adopters, pre-ordering the standard edition before launch gives you a legendary costume, a killer sword, a board weapon skin, and stickers to flaunt. That's a hefty bonus for a game that's already a visual and tactical feast. King of Meat isn't just a fighting game. It's a creative playground where you design, battle, and brag. If you're looking for a place to flex your fighting skills and unleash your imagination, this is the game that will keep you coming back for more. Welcome back, fellow gamers, to another deep dive into the world of indie brilliance. Today we are exploring St. Ambroise, the charming, physics-driven sandbox where you play as Morgan, the dream-chasing engineer on a mission to resurrect her family's rocket. From the get-go, the game drops you into a sleepy town that's lost its spark. Your first task? Build a humble drill, light a furnace, and coax the town's resources into something useful. It's a masterclass in incremental progression. Simple tools give way to towering cranes, sprawling conveyor belts, and intricate assemblers that will make your mind race through "how does that even work?" moments. But this isn't just about building. Morgan's heart beats for the locals, and as you help them, you'll forge friendships that feel genuine. The narrative unfolds through quests, conversations, and the subtle glow of a town slowly coming back to life. Each area, coastal cliffs, rail yards, quarries, deep underground, offers unique materials that push you to innovate. Think of it as a living laboratory where your creativity is the only limit. The core loop is addictive. Mine, research, craft, automate. Every new machine, energy source, or robotic helper feels earned. And when you finally assemble the family rocket, the payoff is not just a visual flourish, but a culmination of every block, bolt, and friendship you've gathered. If you love a blend of engineering, storytelling, and that sweet I built it satisfaction, St. Ambroise is your next obsession. Roll up those sleeves, engineer, and let the town's revival begin. The first thing that hits you when you launch Shrine's Legacy is its gorgeous, hand-drawn world that feels like a living, breathing SNES classic. Ardemia is vast and teeming with secrets, from hidden treasure chests to intricate puzzles that force you to mix the elemental gems in clever ways. The real-time combat is fluid and satisfying, especially when you pair Rio's quick strikes with Raima's powerful magic. Switching between the two feels natural, and the game gives you the option to keep 1A controlled or jump in for full coup. What really sets this title apart is its story. The narrative unfolds through tight, character-driven dialogue and tough moral choices that make you question what you're willing to sacrifice for a greater good. The bonds you build with the world's inhabitants feel earned, and the payoff of those relationships shows up in the most unexpected moments. The combat system, which rewards you with new spells and gear from defeated bosses, feels like a classic RPG, but with a modern polish that keeps the gameplay fresh. Overall, Shrine's Legacy delivers on every promise: a sprawling, beautiful world, engaging action combat, and a story that forces you to think about the cost of heroism. If you love a good old-school RPG with a contemporary touch, this is the game that's worth your time. Comfy Girl, Lo-Fi Companion feels like stepping into a personal sanctuary. From the first moment you open the door, the hand-drawn world, unmistakably Ghibli-inspired, invites you to put your own touch on it. The game lets you decorate room by room, add a plush sofa, a quirky poster, a tiny potted plant. Each piece feels warm and deliberate. There's no rush. You're free to linger, to rearrange until the space feels just right. What makes it truly comforting is the music. The lo-fi tracks loop softly, like a gentle hum that never becomes intrusive. They're the perfect backdrop for whatever you're doing: snuggling your pet, scrolling through your outfit options, or just letting the day flow. Speaking of outfits, the wardrobe system is a delight. Mix a cozy hoodie with a soft cardigan or a bright scarf, and watch the character transform to match your mood. It's a simple, satisfying way to express yourself. The game also offers optional mini-games in time with grandma or your best friend, giving you a few quick activities without the pressure of a timer. And then there's the pet system. Collect adorable companions, unlock rare ones, and let them add life to your living space. All in all, Comfy Girl, Lo-Fi Companion is a low-key escape. No deadlines, no grind, just a place to pause, decorate, and let the chill beats carry you through the day. It's a gentle reminder that sometimes the best part of a game is the space it creates for you to unwind. Let's talk about Reclaim Your Corrupted Memories, a side-scroller that feels less like a classic platformer and more like a personal detective story. You hop through the ruins of a once-a-thriving city, solving puzzles that feel like pieces of a broken diary. The mechanics, teleport, double jump, and the unique power swap with strangers keep the level design fresh and give you a sense of agency that's rarely found in the genre. The heart of the game is its narrative. Each level is a chapter of a forgotten life, and the world reacts to your discoveries. You're not just running, you're piecing together a past that's as compelling as the present. The tension builds with stealth moments and enemies that stalk you like shadows, forcing you to think before you leap. And the soundtrack, live recorded orchestral, adaptive to your actions, elevates everything. It's not just background music, it's an emotional partner that swells with each memory recovered. In short, Reclaim Your Corrupted Memories blends solid platforming, thoughtful puzzles, and a moving story into a package that's both nostalgic and fresh. If you're looking for a side-scroller that actually makes you care about the world, this is the one.
Fantasy world of Talan.
Absolem lands with the swagger of a classic beat-em-up, but drops the old-school feel into a fresh, roguelike playground. You pick a hero, Galandra, the necromancer with a giant sword, Carl, the dwarf with a blunderbuss, or the mysterious wizard Brome and skirmisher Cider, and you're thrust into the shattered world of Talos. Every run feels new. The path you choose, the enemies you face, and the items you collect all change the rhythm of the fight. The combat is slick. Rapid combo chains feel satisfying, and the magic counters add a layer of strategy that keeps you on your toes. The art style pays homage to classic arcade games while staying polished and vibrant, thanks to Supamonk's animation talent. Soundtrack-wise, you're treated to a powerhouse lineup. Gareth Coker's sweeping themes, Yuka Kitamura's atmospheric touches, and Mick Gordon's high-octane tracks that push adrenaline into the next level. Coop is a highlight, whether you're couch-sharing or online. Sinking elemental attacks into devastating combos turns a solo run into a party spectacle. The world itself is a tapestry of secrets. From the mines of Grandury to the forests of Jaroba, every corner feels alive. Absolem isn't just a nostalgic throwback. It's a polished, fast-paced adventure that rewards skill and experimentation. If you're looking for a beat-em-up that's both familiar and fresh, Absolem is the game to play. Rise of Tyranna 2 takes the tactical RPG you loved and turns it into a battlefield of strategy and depth. From the opening cutscene, you're thrust into a war that's more than just a clash of armies. It's a family feud with a dark third party seeking vengeance. You play as Jack, an Thracian soldier on a mission to restore the Empire's glory and take down the Destroyer. The game throws 24 missions at you, each set in a unique biome that feels alive and demanding. Terrain isn't just scenery, it's a tactical tool. Grass, stone, water. Each tile changes how your units move and strike. One wrong move and you'll be outmaneuvered by a clever foe. Recruitment and party building are where Rise Eterna 2 shines. You can mix and match heroes, test different combos, and see how their backgrounds affect their skill trees. Over 20 gems let you customize weapons and abilities, giving you endless ways to adapt. If you love making every decision count and watching your party grow into a powerhouse, this sequel delivers. It's polished, challenging, and the next step for anyone who thinks a tactical RPG should be more than just a grid-based fight. Barbie's new park adventure is a bright, breezy slice of open-world fun that feels more like a summer outing than a game. You hop on Lucky, your groomable steed, and gallop across wildflower fields, climb lush peaks, and wade through sparkling lakes, all while collecting treasures and snapping photos for your journal. The side quests with Ken, Teresa, Nikki, and Daisy keep the pace lively, and the Junior Ranger training with Head Ranger Analyze adds a satisfying learning curve. The visuals pop with a pastel-rich palette that perfectly captures the park's charm, and the soundtrack is light and whimsical, never overpowering the gameplay. Customization is generous, bracelets, saddles, and even ponytails for Lucky give you plenty of creative freedom. However, the repetitive nature of horse grooming and some repetitive quests can feel a bit slow after a few hours. All in all, it's a delightful, family-friendly experience that shines with its wholesome storytelling and vibrant world. Battlefield 6 drops you straight into the chaos of modern warfare. From the ground, you're knee-deep in firefights that feel like a living, breathing battlefield. Every bullet, every cover spot matters. Switch to the skies, and you're in a frantic dogfight, jets screaming past each other in a blur of metal and fire. The game doesn't just let you shoot, it lets you shape the battlefield. Smash buildings, crumble bridges, and use the rubble to your advantage. Environmental destruction isn't just a visual treat, it's a tactical tool. The kinesthetic combat system gives you full control over every move, making each action feel deliberate and powerful. And at its core, the real weapon isn't a tank or a missile. It's the squad you command. In short, Battlefield 6 is an all-out, high-octane war experience that keeps you on the edge of your seat from the first skirmish to the final drop. In a world that feels like a nightmare made for kids, you're thrust into the frantic partnership of Low and Alone. Low, armed with a bow, and Alone, clutching a wrench, must navigate the bleak, twisted corridors of the nowhere. The gameplay hinges on teamwork. One's arrows cut ropes and take out enemies. The other's wrench crushes foes and reconfigures machines. Whether you're teaming up with a friend or letting AI fill the role, the synergy of their tools is the game's heart. The environments are a mix of eerie beauty and brutal danger. In the sandy ruins of the necropolis, you're stalked by a monster baby, while the candy factory swarms with voracious candy weevils. Every location feels alive with hidden passages and puzzles that reward creative use of the character's abilities. One moment you're slipping past a massive obstacle, the next you're sprinting from a heavy footstep on a rain-slicked funfair promenade. What really sets this game apart is its emotional weight. As you progress through the spiral, past trauma flashes surface, making each new area more unsettling. The narrative isn't just a backdrop. It's a pulse that drives the urgency. Will Low and Alone break free from this endless nightmare? The answer depends on your skill, timing, and willingness to trust each other. If you're looking for a game that blends stealth, puzzle solving, and a touch of horror, this one's a must-play. Hey gamers, let's dive into the latest Falcom smash-up that's been turning heads. First thing that hits you is the speed. Think of the heart-pounding rush from East 7, but now you can jump, glide, and weave through massive battlefields, turning every sprint into a full-in combo showcase. The characters from Trails in the Sky bring their signature styles, and the voice acting? Absolutely on point. The same stellar cast from East and Trails brings every cutscene and battle line to life, adding weight to every clash. The roster expands with fan-favorite support allies that drop in with powerful backup, so you can stack your team for those epic, multi-character assaults. Graphics are a visual treat, with HD and 4K remastering that glows on 60 FPS, and the game even flexes to ultra-wide and ultra-narrow aspect ratios on PC. Multiplayer is a highlight, featuring both couch and online play with rollback netcode. Finally, the classic action can be shared without lag. If there's a downside, it's that the learning curve can feel steep the first time you tackle the high-velocity combos. But once you get the hang of it, the flow is addictive. Bottom line, this is a high-octane, voice-rich action game that delivers on every front, Falcom's best yet. Welcome to the track, folks. Racing has just dropped NASCAR 25, and it feels like the whole NASCAR world has been packed into one game. Every single national series is there: ARCA, Xfinity, Craftsman Truck, and the Cup Series. So whether you're a rookie in the backyard shop or a seasoned champ, the progression feels genuine. The laser scan cars and tracks give you that impossible-to-fool realism. You can see the fine details of a Winston, the paint chips on a truck, and the exact contour of Daytona's banking. The physics engine is a beast, tuned with input from actual drivers and teams. Braking, traction, tire wear all behave just as they do on the real track. You'll feel the difference between a slick asphalt stretch and a gritty short track. And the sound design brings the roar of the engines and the crunch of the tires to life. From a quick race to a full championship or a deep career mode that takes you from ARCA rookie to Cup champion, the options are endless. NASCAR 25 doesn't just simulate the sport, it immerses you in it. If you've been waiting for the real NASCAR experience on PC, this is the game that finally delivers. Enjoy the ride. Hey gamers, ever wanted to fling yourself into the thick of it and come out unscathed? Welcome to Rising Heat, where every move is a high-stakes dance with danger. The momentum-based movement system feels like a living, breathing weapon. Line up a bunch of enemies, slam into them, and bounce off a hail of bullets while your ship rips through the chaos. It's frantic, it's satisfying, and it keeps you on your toes. What really sets it apart is the hack system. Your cockpit's inventory is a sandbox. Upgrade, fuse, and remix abilities until you discover a combo that feels uniquely yours. The shop is a puzzle, negotiating positioning, action order, even turning negative stats into advantages. Pick a pilot, pick a ship, and you're armed with a passive that can turn the tide before the first bullet even flies. There's no creeping stat growth grind. You unlock new ships, pilots, hacks, and maps, but each run is fresh. And if you're feeling reckless, bring a friend. The energy beam that links your ships can shred enemies, but a misstep and your wingman could end up in the dust. Rising Heat is a pulse-pounding, combo-driven shooter that rewards skill, creativity, and teamwork. If you love a game that keeps you guessing and lets you build your own playstyle, this one's a must-read. From the moment you drop into the yawning maw of Balbailon, the game throws you into a frenetic, ever-shifting world of monsters and magic. Each descent feels like a pulse-based sprint. You'll need to craft arcane ammunition on the fly, fuse over 60 random balls into explosive combos, and keep your squad alive as new heroes join your ragtag crew. The building system is a hidden gem. Unlock over 70 structures that not only pump resources, but also unlock powerful upgrades and fresh characters. As you carve deeper into deserts, frozen caverns, and savage forests, the enemies grow more cunning, culminating in screen-sized bosses that demand every ounce of your strategic flair. Ball X Pit rewards experimentation. One ball combination can turn a swarm of goblins into a harmless puddle of glitter, while another might unleash a torrent of fire that wipes the board clean. The blend of roguelite randomness, cooperative recruiting, and deep crafting creates a loop that feels fresh every time you fall. If you crave a game that rewards both speed and ingenuity, Ball X Pit will keep you on your toes, ball in hand, ready to dive back into the abyss.
Shadows of Farah.
If you're looking for a VR adventure that feels like stepping into a blockbuster movie, this one is it. From Endream's Elevation, the studio behind some of the most realistic VR experiences, comes a game that takes full body awareness to a whole new level. Every gesture, every footstep feels real, no hand tracking glitches, just pure presence. You play a reluctant hero who suddenly gains extraordinary powers, and the world responds. It's a warped reality that shifts between familiar myths and mind-bending physics, and the game makes every move matter. You can jump, climb, and zipline across sweeping environments that feel like they're breathing around you. Combat is fluid and emergent, with enemies that adapt and keep you on your toes. The deluxe upgrade at launch gives you the Fair and Dark and Agent cosmetic sets, so you can look as badass as the story makes you feel. The pacing is tight, the visuals stunning, and the immersion is hard to beat. If you want to feel like you're truly living the adventure, this is the VR leap you've been waiting for. Keeper drops you into a quiet, dreamlike world where the only language is the rustle of leaves and the creak of old wood. The game opens on a forgotten lighthouse, its stone walls wrapped in ashen tendrils that seem to breathe. From the first moment you touch the world, you feel the pulse of something ancient waking. The core of Keeper is its puzzles, but they feel more like gentle nudges than hard challenges. You move through the lighthouse, unlocking hidden rooms and discovering tiny details that tell a story without a single line of dialogue. The environment itself narrates. A seabird that flutters alongside you, a wind that shifts the light, a tide that whispers. Each element is deliberately placed to guide you, not to trick you. What sets Keeper apart is the way it treats companionship. The seabird isn't just a cute sidekick, it's a living presence that reacts to your choices, offering help or teasing you in a way that feels natural. The bond you build is subtle but profound, making the moments of triumph feel earned. Visually, the game is a quiet masterpiece. The palette shifts from muted blues to warm amber as you travel deeper into the island, mirroring the transformation you experience. The light filtering through the broken windows creates a mood that's both nostalgic and otherworldly. And then there's the heart of the story, a journey into the island's core, into realms that defy logic. The game doesn't promise a conventional ending. Instead, it offers a sense of closure that feels earned through the relationships you've formed and the mysteries you've solved. If you're looking for a game that blends atmospheric puzzle solving with a story told through the language of nature, Keeper is a quiet, beautiful reminder that sometimes the best tales are the ones you feel rather than the ones you read. Welcome to the North Pole, where the holiday spirit is in danger of fading. This game throws you into Santa's world as a rookie scout elf tasked with training, customizing, and ultimately saving Christmas. The first chapter, Scout Elf School, is a charming mix of parkour and puzzle where you dash, swing, and leap through whimsical challenges. It's simple enough for kids, but clever enough to keep adults engaged. Once you earn your title, the adventure expands into a full-blown holiday playground. You'll explore every room in the house, fly over the backyard, and even return to the North Pole, all while dodging nutcrackers, ornaments, and other festive obstacles. Each level rewards a Christmas spirit counter, encouraging replayability and a sense of progress. The heart of the game is its customization. You mix and match glittering accessories to craft the perfect elf outfit, and the design interface is surprisingly intuitive. The mini-games, matching cards, sorting ornaments, maze runs, add variety without breaking the flow. They're short, satisfying, and packed with holiday charm. Overall, this title is a delightful, family-friendly experience that captures the magic of the season. It's accessible, colorful, and delivers on the promise of spreading cheer. If you're looking for a festive adventure that's both playful and heartwarming, this game is the gift you'll want to give yourself. Happy holidays, and get ready to become a Christmas hero. Fantasy Maiden Wars drops you straight into the heart of Gensokyo, a place where humans, yokai, and gods walk side by side. From the get-go, you're handed a roster of over 70 distinct allies, each with their own quirks and signature moves, and you're asked to lead them through a series of stage-based missions that feel like a living, breathing tactical puzzle. The core of the game is grid-based, turn-based combat. Positioning matters, and the system rewards clever placement over raw firepower. The battles are beautifully animated, sword slashes, gunfire, and those iconic spell card finishers burst with flair, making every clash feel cinematic. Whether you're a seasoned tactical veteran or a newcomer, the tutorial and multiple difficulty levels keep the learning curve smooth while still offering depth for those who crave it. Between missions, you'll hit the intermission screen, a sandbox for squad customization. Equip gear, assign skills, and experiment with countless team compositions. Want a balanced squad? Go for it. Looking for the ultimate combo? The game gives you the tools to find it. Your choice of protagonist, Reimu Hakare or Marisa Kirasame, shifts certain story beats, giving a personal touch to the overarching narrative. The story itself is a clever tapestry, weaving reinterpretations of various Touhou project plotlines into a single, cohesive arc. It's a treat for longtime fans and a welcoming entry point for newcomers. On top of the core gameplay, you get a detailed encyclopedia that introduces the world and its terminology, and a massive music room boasting over 200 tracks. That soundtrack alone is a highlight, capturing the vibrant spirit of Gensokyo. All in all, Fantasy Maiden Wars delivers a polished tactical experience that respects its roots while opening the door for fresh strategies. It's perfect for Touhou veterans craving new challenges, and for anyone just stepping into the mystical world of Gensokyo. If you love tactical RPGs with a dash of anime flair, this one's worth the fight. Escape Simulator 2 drops the curtain on a new chapter of first-person escape room fun. The game takes everything that made the original a hit, immersive environments, slick physics, and a community-built library of rooms, and turns it into a richer, darker experience. 3 new room packs give you 4 rooms each, all packed with puzzles that feel genuinely interactive. In Dracula's castle, you'll peel back layers of a cursed fortress, hunting clues in every shadow. Starship EOS throws you into a sci-fi crisis, forcing you to recover an energy source from a mysterious dark sphere. And the Cursed Treasure invites you to a pirate island, where a cryptic map leads to ancient loot and brutal trials. Each room feels alive. You can wipe away dirt, move objects, even drive a vehicle, all in the same physics engine that makes every clue feel earned. Multiplayer stays strong. Up to 8 players can team up, chat, and share the thrill of cracking a puzzle together. The new Room Editor 2.0 is a highlight too. With a lightning-fast lighting engine, working stairs, and sequence animations, creators can build rooms that look and feel like the official ones. Over 4,000 rooms already exist, and this sequel is poised to grow that library even faster. Escape Simulator 2 isn't a horror game. It's a darker, more mysterious escape room experience without jump scares or gore. The developers promise ongoing support, new DLCs, and a community that loves to build. If you're a puzzle fan or a creative builder, this sequel is a must-read. Welcome to Jurassic World Evolution 3, the next chapter in a franchise that's been turning our fascination with the ancient into a living, breathing sandbox. From the get-go, you're handed the reins of your own dinosaur paradise, build enclosures, craft attractions, and guide the very DNA of the creatures that roam your park. With more than 80 species, each with distinct juvenile, male, and female forms, you'll spend countless hours breeding and nurturing families that evolve right before your eyes. What really sets this entry apart is the creative freedom. The new terrain editor lets you sculpt dramatic cliffs and lush valleys, while modular scenery means you can customize every corner of your park. The balloon tour and dinosaur encounter bring guests up close, and the Frontier Workshop makes sharing and downloading community designs a breeze. Whether you're uploading a stunning new ride or snatching a fan-favorite layout, the cross-platform sharing keeps the creative flow alive. The campaign feels like a modern adventure too. Follow Dr. Ian Malcolm through iconic landscapes, from the Montana Badlands to the New Japan locations, each with unique challenges that test your balancing act between profit, public safety, and dinosaur welfare. Reputation with industry sectors adds another layer of strategy, forcing you to weigh the desires of shareholders against the thrill of the prehistoric. And chaos? It's inevitable. But the revamped security cameras and responsive maintenance team give you tools to keep the park running smoothly. In short, Jurassic World Evolution 3 delivers deeper simulation, richer creativity, and a fresh narrative that keeps the roar of the dinosaurs and your curiosity alive. Ninja Gaiden 4 drops us back into the razor-sharp, pulse-pounding world that made the series legendary. From the very first cut, the game feels like a high-octane fusion of old-school grit and new-age polish. The visuals are a feast, every slash, every bloodbind blast glows with that Platinum Games flair, while the neon-dripped streets of Tokyo give the action a fresh, cyberpunk edge. The core of the experience is the combat, and it's tighter than ever. Bloodbind Ninjutsu lets you morph your blade into a lethal weapon, and the classic moves, Izuna Drop, Flying Swallow, still feel satisfying. The rhythm of the fight rewards precision. Hit a perfect timing window and you're looking at a cinematic combo that's almost too beautiful to be real. Customization is where the game truly shines. You can tweak your playstyle from a silent, stealthy stalker to a blazing, all-out brawler. That flexibility keeps veterans on their toes and makes the game approachable for newcomers who might be nervous about the series' notorious difficulty. And the story? It's a gritty, mythic journey through a rain-slicked Tokyo overrun by cyber ninja and eldritch horrors. Yakumo's quest to wrest a city free from an ancient curse feels personal, especially when he's forced to confront the legacy of Ryu Hayabusa himself. The stakes are high, the pacing relentless, and the payoff, every boss fight, delivers a satisfying mix of lore and adrenaline. Ninja Gaiden 4 isn't just a return, it's a reinvention that balances nostalgia with innovation, making it a must-play for any action fan. Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 drops you into a neon glow, rain-slick Seattle that feels both eerily familiar and terrifyingly new. You awaken as the Nomad, a century-old vampire, and your first pulse of confusion is answered by Fabi, a hard-boiled detective who's as much a guide as he is a mystery. The city is a character in itself, its streets humming with the clash of old-world bloodlines and the pulse of modern life. The game keeps the raw, visceral combat you loved in the original, but it expands it with a richer array of disciplines that feel like living extensions of your chosen clan. Whether you're a close-quarters brute, a silent predator, or a blood sorcerer who casts from a distance, the system rewards creative play. Combat feels tight, and the blood-based resource system adds a layer of strategy you can't ignore. Narratively, the neo-noir murder mystery unfolds through Fabian's eyes and your own, giving you a double lens that keeps the story engaging. The choice-driven dialogue is sharp, and every decision ripples through the city's underbelly, affecting factions, law enforcement, and the delicate balance of the masquerade. The stakes feel personal. Your actions could ignite a supernatural war or keep the city's secrets buried. Visually, the art direction is stunning. Gritty realism blended with supernatural flair. The soundtrack, too, underlines the tension, never overwhelming the tense moments. In short, Bloodlines 2 delivers a compelling blend of narrative depth, atmospheric world-building, and satisfying combat. It's a worthy successor that lets you carve your own path through a city that's as dangerous as it is alluring. In this charming pixel art tower defense, you step into the boots of Fran, a summoned hero who wields the power of wish to shrink and reshape your towers on the fly. The game starts with 5 humble Wiccan warriors that transform into 15 distinct spirit towers, each with its own flavor and tactical edge. As you progress through 5 themed areas and over 20 levels, new tower forms unlock, keeping your strategy fresh against a parade of fantastical enemies. What really sets it apart is the partnership with Pani, the Wiccan priestess. She morphs into 9 powerful forms, unleashing spells that can swing the tide in your favor, though her temper can be a double-edged sword. Alongside her, the mysterious sculptor Gigi offers a wealth of upgrades, letting you fine-tune every tower and ally. Boss battles are the real test, demanding you juggle your shrinking towers, Pani's abilities, and the occasional friendly creature that joins the fray. The pixel art is crisp, the soundtrack catchy, and the pacing keeps you on your toes. If you love strategic depth wrapped in a nostalgic aesthetic, this title delivers a solid, engaging tower defense experience. Trenches VR drops you straight into the mud-slick, shell-cracked trenches of the First World War, but it's not just a historical sandbox. It's a claustrophobic nightmare that turns the very act of breathing into a weapon. Every creak, every whisper of your own pulse can summon unseen horrors that stalk you through the warped, ever-shifting battlefield. The game forces you to play the role of a lone soldier, the only link to home a broken trench whistle. That whistle is your lifeline and your curse. A simple sound that can guide you to clues or draw the enemy straight to your location. One wrong breath or a misplaced step on wood can shatter your cover. You're constantly balancing the need to explore against the risk of being heard. What sets Trenches VR apart is its dynamic sanity system. The environment morphs as your mental state deteriorates, turning familiar paths into new horrors. You'll find yourself looking for the same spot only to discover something else lurking in the shadows. It's a psychological roller coaster that keeps you guessing whether the next turn will reveal a secret or a fresh threat. The sound design is bone-chilling. The game makes you feel the terror of trench warfare. The distant artillery, the hiss of gas, the oppressive silence broken by sudden screams. Jump scares are brutal, but the true horror comes from the creeping dread that you're never truly safe. If you're a fan of survival horror and can stomach the intense psychological pressure, Trenches VR is a disturbing, immersive experience that will haunt you long after you put the headset down. But if you're easily spooked, you might want to keep your trench whistle closed. Hey folks, let's dive into the ultimate nerd rage, the latest 8-bit blast from the angry video game nerd universe. Right off the bat, the pixel art feels like a love letter to the old school, and the soundtrack is a punchy, chiptune homage that sets the tone for every level. You play as the nerd, and you've got to blast through waves of zombies, mechanical skeletons, and ghoulish reapers that pop up on every corner. It's fast-paced, and the enemy designs are spot on. Each boss is a throwback to classic AVG and lore, and they're all genuinely challenging. The levels give you plenty of wiggle room. You can slide under platforms, pick up power-ups, and even choose alternate routes to sneak into boss rooms. The collaboration with Mega Cat Studios and Programmancer really shines, delivering tight controls and a satisfying upgrade path that keeps the gameplay fresh. If you're a fan of nostalgic platformers with a dose of humor and a dash of the nerd's signature sarcasm, this 8-bit adventure is a solid pick. Ready to take on the ultimate nerd rage? Grab your controller and jump in.
Everything wants to kill you, especially the bosses.
Double Dragon Revive drops the classic belt scroll action into a fresh 3D world, and it's as punchy as it was back in '87. The Lee brothers look sharper than ever, their moves tightened, and the enemies feel more menacing, thanks to a team that's worked on Arc System Works titles. The core gameplay is still that satisfying side-scroll beat-em-up you love, but the controls have been smoothed for modern hardware, making it easy for new players to jump in and for veterans to feel right at home. What really sets this revival apart is the strategic layer. You're not just smashing buttons, enemy patterns matter, and picking up scattered weapons and using stage gimmicks turns each fight into a quick chess match. The pacing is brisk, the variety keeps you on your toes, and the updated visuals pay homage to the original while keeping things fresh. Pre-ordering the deluxe edition unlocks a bundle of goodies: the main game, a digital soundtrack, exclusive character colors, and even a separate app, Double Dragon Dodgeball, which throws you into a fast-paced dodgeball battle. You'll also get 24 hours of early access, letting you explore the world before anyone else. All in all, Double Dragon Revive is a faithful, polished homage that's a must-play for fans and newcomers alike.
Smashing an opponent you've grabbed into the...
Hey, remember the first time you tried to keep your garden alive in a zombie apocalypse? Plants vs. Zombies is back, and it's a whole new garden war in stunning HD. The classic lanes, the trusty pea shooter, the sunflower's sunshine, every pixel is crisp, and every zombie looks a little scarier. But the remaster isn't just a visual upgrade, it's a full-on expansion. New levels drop in, each one trickier than the last, and the Tree of Wisdom gives you clean on-off toggles for every visual tweak. Play solo or grab a friend for local coop, now with double the butter and double the fun. Want to switch sides? The PvP mode lets you command the undead, turning the backyard into a battlefield of strategy. And for the bold, cloudy day forces you to plant with limited light. While the hardcore Rest in Peace mode turns every wave into a fight for survival. Finally, the art and concept library opens a portal into the game's history, showing sketches that never made the final cut. If you're craving nostalgia with a modern punch, this remaster is the garden defense you've been waiting for. Hey gamers, let me take you on a quick run through Hyper Dungeon, a 2D roguelike that feels like a pixelated dream wrapped in a top-down adventure. The first thing you notice is the gorgeous pixel art that makes every room feel fresh, and the turn-based combat that's got a punch of arcade flair. Each weapon feels like an extension of your own fighting style, and the combat flow keeps you on your toes. What really sets this game apart is the chaos of its level design. Every time you jump in, the labyrinth reshapes itself. New corridors, different traps, a fresh lineup of monsters. With 50 meticulously crafted levels, each one feels like its own little universe. Biomes shift, lighting changes, and the puzzles evolve, demanding both quick reflexes and careful observation. You'll be leveling up, collecting rare gear, and then actually crafting it into something useful. The game offers 3 distinct fighting styles, each unlocking unique abilities that let you tailor your approach to whatever dungeon throws at you. The monsters are varied but fair, so the challenge stays fun instead of frustrating. And let's not forget the humor, sharp dialogue, pop culture nods, and a healthy dose of nerdy references that keep the tone light even as the stakes rise. Hyper Dungeon delivers a relentless, ever-changing experience that rewards both tactical thinking and a bit of luck. If you're into roguelike depth with a pixel-perfect aesthetic, this is one adventure you'll want to keep running back into. The Lonesome Guild turns the classic top-down action RPG on its head by making friendship the real power-up. You play as Ghost, a memoryless spirit who wakes to a world steeped in loneliness and a spreading mist that corrupts everything. The heart of the game is the ragtag crew you recruit, 6 unique characters, each with their own quirks, motives, and abilities. You can switch between them on the fly, letting the right skill set tackle puzzles or unleash devastating combos in combat. What makes this game stand out is how your relationships grow. As you talk, share quests, and sit around the campfire, the bonds deepen, unlocking new moves that literally make the party stronger. It feels like a living, breathing party that you're coaching, not just a squad of interchangeable units. The world, Eder, is charming and full of secrets. From dusty ruins to cozy campfires, there's always something to discover. The puzzles are clever, the enemies give a satisfying challenge, and the art style adds a warm, almost nostalgic vibe. 3 difficulty levels let you test your skills, but the true appeal lies in the emotional core, helping friends find peace in a broken world. If you love RPGs that blend action, strategy, and heartfelt storytelling, The Lonesome Guild is the game you need to experience.
For my little sister Anna.
Welcome back to The Nightmare. In the new chapter of this cult horror, the story follows Caroline and her sister Anna, who's haunted by visions that bleed into reality. The plot is dense, twisting through Villa Hess's shadowed convent, crumbling mall, and abandoned school, each location dripping with dread. The core mechanics stay true to the 90s feel, fixed camera, tank controls, limited saves, but the game gives you a modern twist. You can now tap into supernatural powers, jump between realities, and alter the past to change the present. That adds a fresh layer to the tense pacing. Quick select armaments like the nailer and chainsaw let you adapt on the fly, which is a welcome upgrade from the clunky inventory of the original. Puzzles are mind-bending, requiring you to combine items and uncover hidden clues, while the new enemies, skittering blades and armored abominations, keep the tension high. Boss fights feel like a test of both skill and story comprehension, as each encounter reveals more of the dark secret behind the clinic's smiles. For purists, the classic mode delivers that gut-wrenching atmosphere with limited saves. For newcomers, the assisted mode softens the grind without diluting the horror. Overall, this remake respects its legacy while injecting enough innovation to keep both veterans and first-time players on the edge of their seats. Hey gamers, buckle up because The Outer Worlds 2 is back with a bang. This isn't just a pick-up-the-gun sequel. It's a full-blown, first-person sci-fi RPG that expands on everything that made the original a hit. You step into the boots of a slick Earth Directorate agent, but the whole crew is fresh, the arsenal is upgraded, and the enemies? They've stepped up in a brand new colony called Arcadia. Arcadia is a powder keg of faction war, protectorate, a rebellious religious order, and a corporate mob all vying for control while massive rifts threaten to tear the galaxy apart. Every choice you make, every alliance you forge, ripples through the colony's politics and the story itself. Build your character to fit your playstyle, whether you're a diplomat, a strategist, or a chaos crusader. And the companions? They're more than sidekicks. Their backgrounds, goals, and your influence shape their arcs, sometimes even their fate. So get ready for a narrative that feels truly yours, with action, humor, and moral weight that's all the more satisfying when you're the one calling the shots. The Outer Worlds 2 isn't just a sequel, it's a new chapter in a universe that's begging you to write your own legend. ARC Raiders throws you into a post-apocalyptic world where the surface is ruled by lethal machines, and the underground, Speranza, hums with survivalist ingenuity. You start in a safe workshop, crafting and upgrading gear from scavenged parts, then step out into a landscape that feels both familiar and terrifying. Each run feels fresh, weather shifts, enemy placements, and map changes keep the tension high. The core loop is simple yet satisfying: scavenge, craft, upgrade, and then return topside to face drones, titans, and other raiders. The crafting system rewards creativity, Mixing old tech with ARC parts lets you build everything from improvised weapons to high-tech railguns. The skill tree's 3 branches, survival, mobility, conditioning, give you real agency in shaping your playstyle. Multiplayer is a highlight. Up to 3 players can share the chaos, but cooperation is a double-edged sword. Allies can help or betray you, and the noise of battle draws attention from rival raiders and machines alike. The AI is varied, ARC drones swarm, giants charge, and each machine demands a different tactic, keeping combat engaging. Visually, the game balances a gritty, ruined surface with a vibrant underground aesthetic. Audio cues are spot on, making every blast and mechanical line feel consequential. The only real downside is that the first few maps feel a bit narrow, but the developers promise expansions that will broaden the world. Overall, ARC Raiders delivers a tense, craft-heavy survival experience that rewards boldness, strategic thinking, and a willingness to adapt on the fly. Welcome to the world of Alfgard, where the legendary hero Erdrick first paved the way for peace. In Dragon Quest I and 2 HDA 2D Remake, that legacy is brought back to life in stunning 2D HD graphics that breathe new color into the classic sprites we all know and love. From the very start, you can pick either the original Quest I or the epic continuation Quest 2, no need to jump through time. It's all in one package. The first game has you battling the resurrected Dragonlord and rallying the townsfolk of Alfgard, while the second thrusts you into a trio of kingdoms, a new ship, and a fresh cast of princes and princesses, 4 heirs to Erdrick's name, who fight to keep the world from falling into darkness again. The turn-based battles feel just as satisfying as ever. Mix up your swords, fireballs, and support spells, and watch the enemies fall. What shines brightest is the soundtrack, a nostalgic yet revitalized score that lifts every dungeon and castle. The pacing remains faithful to the originals, but the updated visuals and smoother controls give it a fresh bite. If you're a longtime fan or a newcomer to the series, this remake delivers the classic adventure you crave, with a polish that makes the old stories feel brand new. Enjoy the journey, and remember, your destiny is waiting in the land of Alfgard. Mina the Hollower drops you straight into a pixel-perfect nightmare that feels both nostalgic and fresh. The 8-bit Game Boy Color aesthetic is lovingly updated with crisp animations and widescreen support, so each frame feels alive. Control is tight, leap, dodge, and burrow through the earth to dodge or dodge enemies, then swing the Nightstar Whip with a satisfying crack. What sets Mina apart is the arsenal. Sidearms explode with unique move sets, and trinkets grant quirky, game-changing effects. Leveling up feels rewarding because you can tailor Mina's power-up to your preferred playstyle. The soundtrack, a chiptune masterpiece by Jake Kaufman, drives the action with a pulsing, mess-style energy that never lets up. The world is a sprawling Victorian Gothic maze, full of secrets, challenging boss fights, and interconnected pathways that reward exploration. The narrative is a darkly charming tale of a cursed island and a desperate rescue, delivered with a mix of horror and heart. If you love classic action-adventure with modern polish, Mina the Hollower is a must-play. It's a triumphant return from the creators of Shovel Knight, proving that retro roots can still deliver a fresh, unforgettable experience. Welcome to the pixel-packed, pulse-racing world of Terminator 2, Judgment Day on the arcade. From the moment the opening credits roll, you're thrust into the heart of the film's most iconic battles, but with a twist that only true fans will love. First, the visuals. Every frame is a love letter to classic arcade art, with crisp sprites that capture Sarah Connor, the T-800, and the ever-shifting T-1000 in vivid detail. The soundtrack is a masterclass in nostalgia, remixing the original score with fresh beats that keep your heart racing. Gameplay feels like a perfect marriage of old school and modern. The core loop, shoot, dodge, sprint, and smash keeps you on your toes. Each level throws a new challenge your way, from the gritty streets of the present to the bleak, cyber warfront of the future. Boss fights are brutal, each one demanding a new strategy. And if you're craving endless replayability, the infinite mode and boss rush keep the adrenaline pumping. Story mode is the real star. It stitches together familiar scenes from the movie with brand new scenarios, letting you decide humanity's fate with each choice. Multiple endings keep you coming back to see what you missed. If you're a fan of arcade classics, a Terminator aficionado, or just love a well-crafted action game, this pixel-perfect homage is a must-play. Get ready to fight for the future, one pixel at a time.
Grapple with enemies. Take cover when under assault.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe so you never miss an update.